time of year, producers are thinking about weaning their fall-born calves. Here to talk to us about some of the research that's been conducted is Dave Lalman.
Kathy, welcome to the North Range.
Thank you very much. Dave, what have we discovered in some of this research?
Well, we've actually had a research project going for about 4 years now, and on that subject, and that is the timing of weaning for fall-born cow herds.
Well, now a lot of our producers, they wean their fall-born calves in July and August, around 10 to 11 months of age. Is that an okay time?
The advantage to doing that is that those calves gain very rapidly in the springtime while they're still nursing the cow. But you know, we were a little concerned that that may be hard on especially very young cows, and maybe even cows that are getting up beyond 8 years of age, 9, 10-year-olds.
And is that what you guys found, that it was hard on them?
Actually, that's what the research shows, is that if you wean those calves from younger cows there in July or early August, their reproduction declines a little bit, pregnancy rate declines. And just like you would expect, if you leave a calf on that cow and she's still producing milk and lactating, she's not going to gain as much body condition during that lush forage period time of the year. And so sure enough, in the studies that we've done with those fall-born calves, those cows gain about 3/4 of a body condition score extra if you wean the calves in April, compared to those younger cows that you wean the calves in July. And so that's an advantage, and it turns out to be an advantage in terms of reproduction.
After the stress of the weaning, what was the weight like on the calves?
They don't gain quite as much, just like you would think without mother, but they only weighed about 20 pounds less in July compared to the calves that stayed on their mother. So you really didn't give up that much weaning weight, and you gained quite a bit in terms of reproduction on the 2- and 3-year-old cows. The bottom line in terms of mature cows is it really didn't matter. The 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old cows, you can wean them in July, and at least in our 4-year experiment, it didn't make any difference in terms of their reproductive rates, pregnancy rates.
So the earlier the better, definitely.
The earlier the better on the really young cows, the 2- and 3-year-olds, and probably also the aged cows, the 9, 10, 11-year-old cows that are already getting thin and so on. Earlier the better on them too.
So any cow in between there, then you can wait up until when? August?
July.
July.
I'd say
Okay.
July in general. Yeah.
Okay. What's the best way to introduce the calves to feed then, when they're being separated?
Well, April's a wonderful time of year to do it because you have lots of green forage available, and what we like to do is you know, we'll go ahead and start supplementing the calves just to train them to come to the bunk, but as soon as they quit vocalizing or bawling like you hear them doing in the background here, we turn them right back out on pasture. We don't turn them out in an extensive pasture, we turn them out in a smaller one where we can keep a pretty close eye on them for a couple of weeks, but we try to get them back out on green grass as soon as possible.
And then when you guys put them back out, do you try to keep them away from the cows then at that same time?
We do, because you know, they have a pretty good memory, and they remember what mom was for in the first place, and they will go back within, you know, if you don't keep them separated for at least about 30 days, they tend to remember, and you have it to do all over again if you don't keep them separated.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for coming out.
No problem.